I have a vague question. I don't know if either of you have an answer to that question, but Legos aren't as big in India as they are in rest of the world, or mostly Western part of the world.
True.
Yeah, and I can understand that cost could be one aspect of it, but there are other Western companies who have come to like countries like India, China, and all that, bringing their cost down for those audiences.
I
Right?
have a comment here to make. I think the biggest reason why we don't buy Lego in India is because, first and foremost, I don't think we grew up with that mindset. The reason I say this, I'll tell you why I say this. When you're a child, you're always, especially our generation, we were pushed to go out and play. So we never spent time at home. At least I didn't. I was always outdoor and I was doing something outdoorsy. Versus, I think, because of how individualistic the country is outside, Western world is, people spend a lot of time indoors, and their way of spending time is building something, doing something, or like, I guess, like honing their hobbies, like a musical instrument or whatever. And that's why they gravitate towards Lego a lot more and they grew up with it. We, on the other hand, didn't.
Interesting.
It's one of the cultural factors. And second is economics. It doesn't play well with our Indian, salaries.
Yeah. No,
You can't just. You look at early 2000s and you look at a set that costed $50 in the US back then, which was like what, by 40 rupees a dollar. It was what,
1,000 rupees.
2,000 rupees.
Which was a big deal back then.
Imagine requesting your parents for 2,000 rupee toy,
Yeah.
which is a bunch of blocks of plastic.
Yeah.
They'd give you like 10 rupees for go buy a pack of 4 balls. Here's a bat that has been passed down for the last 7 generations in our family. It's a very cost-effective solution. Go enjoy.
Yeah.
You can't justify 2,000 rupee toy when electricity bill for the entire year was less than 2,000 rupees.
Yeah.
Back in early 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a different perspective to this. I agree with a bit of what both of you are saying, but I also think it's because it's not in the pop culture of India, right? Like, for example, lot of kids who are younger to us grew up watching, say, Chota Bheem. I'm taking that as an example. And if you had Legos built on, there's a Chota Bheem Lego, Chutki Lego, whatever, that might interest one of the kids, and he or she will force their parents to buy that for them. So, I didn't relate to Star Wars growing up. Even if I saw like a Star Wars Lego in a mall somewhere, I wouldn't be interested in, hey, mom, dad, buy me this, I want this. I would never throw tantrum because I'm not interested. Say there was a Lego of cricket field instead, or Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli, right? Like, I think the cost aspect we can definitely do, like, you can produce plastic for much cheaper price in India, and so there are other solutions. Economics has a big factor, but you don't have a $50 Lego in the US does not have to be 2,000 rupees in India, because like McD does not work the same way, right?
True.
Like, yeah, $10 burger here is not 700 rupees there.
Maybe Lego just didn't pick up on the Asian
It's a
Indian market.
beautiful. It's a beautiful point that he's made.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
100%. That they never used that what the kids are relating to as their medium to enter the market.
And I don't think we still, even today, have that relatability factor in India, because a lot of the population, tier 2, tier 3 cities, can't relate to, I guess, Star Wars or whatever, because maybe they're not exposed to it. And I agree with his point of view on this for sure.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about what could be, why did they choose not to?
It's
tap
mostly
into the
because I'm
Indian
guessing
market?
they're a European company. They didn't start that product for Indians, right? And as a European company, you're more influenced by pop culture that is in the US. Hollywood, whatnot, and that has kind of trickled down or had that effect.
As a company, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to look at your profits.
Yeah.
Did it economically make sense to enter a market, create a whole new line of collaborations and products, and try to enter this market of where the average cost of a toy that is being bought is 1/100th of our average cost, right? So having to set up a whole new manufacturing to get the cost down and blah blah. So economically, did that make sense?
But the number of people in India are also more than the Western world. So if it's a multiplier effect, right? So if they do create a cheaper alternative or whatever, I still, like, this is my take on it. There is a big market that they can tap into, and there's a big, I guess, culture that they can tap into, which will create a whole new, I guess, division for their company, which is crazy.
So I think that's a great point. I agree that their average, profit would be lesser, but you have scale. But what I'm surprised by is the fact that why is there no Lego India? Not from Lego, someone else doing it, because we have so many companies where we try and replicate what is happening outside for a cheaper price. I'm really surprised by the fact that there is no, and I think that's a great idea for a business in India too.
I think especially with, we look at India today, the next generation of India today, and we look at how influenced they are with, the Western concepts. Sneaker culture has never been a thing. It now is. Rapping has become such a big thing, and we look at how much people can afford now. People have started to spend a lot more money and everything. I think
Drugs
now
have also become a big thing.
What I don't know, but I think now that people now that the purchase power and as an average Indian has increased significantly, and the influence of not just Western but also outside Indian cultures has come into India so much. I think it is a very good time for these companies to tap into the Indian market and expand there. Because I think a lot more people have heard about Lego and Star Wars. If not Star Wars, then architectural sets, and way more people are traveling the world, and way more people are now interested in cars and sports cars. It used to be a dream, not as much anymore. Relatively speaking, very, very relatively speaking. This is personally my experience. But now would be, I think, a very beautiful time for them to tap into the market and try to scale their business like at a level they've never seen before.
Yeah.
The reason why there isn't a Lego India, and this is my, again,
theory
per se, hypothesis, is because it's very easy for a company like Lego to just start a vertical because they have the capital to do that. But someone to do it from scratch and build India Lego India, whatever, they have to spend a lot of money in doing that, which they probably will have to either loan from someone, get an investor to do so, and also build the brand in India. Lego already has that. So I don't see why, how that's comparable, because they can't compete with a global company because this is going to be more local, this is going to be more colloquial, I feel. So that's probably why there isn't one already.
I think we can get into this, and I am super pumped by discussing about this. I agree with you, brand has an important factor for sure, but also it depends on what you can bring in, right? Like everyone can establish a brand if you have something unique. And as an Indian company, if you know more things about India than say a European company like Lego. They can start a vertical in India. They haven't, and they probably have their own reasons, some of which we discussed. But I still believe that there is a huge potential because not everyone in Europe knows about say Chutki or Chota Beam or even cricket for that matter, right? And you can tap into that local thing, that it could be Bharatanatyam for Karnataka, so you can make Legos around that, Kuchipudi for something else. So there are, the possibilities are insane.